Oh, you're right behind me. There you go. There you go.
Thank you. Good morning. This is awesome. I really do love being here. This is about, I think this is the fourth time I've been at this Crunchtime conference, and you know, all these Crunchtime enthusiasts in one room. It really doesn't get much better than that. My name is Tozzi. If you haven't drawn the conclusion already just by looking at me, I am from Jersey. I have the honor to be the Vice President of Finance for Triple T Hospitality Group. We have two concepts, Tio Taco and Tequila and Tommy's Tavern and Tap. We just opened up our 17th full-service location last week in Seagirt, New Jersey. Like many of you, we have operated before, during, and after the COVID debacle of 2020. And similarly to you, I'm sure that during that time, we were able to identify, ways that we can be more efficient, ways that we can really cut costs and manage our business as efficient as we could when we were really up against some unprecedented times. So how did we determine a true measurable baseline, then manage that deviation on a week-to-week, day-to-day, shift-by-shift basis? Well, I can tell you our founder, Tommy Bonfiglio, unfortunately passed away 2 years ago, but he always used to say, watch the pennies and the dollars watch themselves. I heard that, and it was like he parted the Red Sea for me, right? Turns out it was a Ben Franklin quote from 1800, but it still was a good thing at the time. So how do we do that, right? How did we do that? How did we open 14 full-service locations since 2020 with an average unit volume of $9 million? How do we utilize the Crunchtime platform to stay financially healthy while dealing with, a world of uncertainties? Some days, I'll be honest with you, I have no explanation, but most days the real answer is the devil's in the details, okay? So we really wanted to understand our business utilizing the Crunchtime platforms to move efficiency. Well, being the Vice President of Finance, I can tell you that I have always watched the pennies. Quite honestly, I love the dollars. That's why I'm in this finance role. So in most full-service concepts, right, cost of goods and labor make up about half of your expenses on the P&L. So if you're able to impact those two expense lines right there, you're making a very material impact to your overall P&L. Okay, so within 6 weeks of launch, food COGs were reduced by 1.7%. That was 6 weeks of us launching Crunchtime. Okay, I came on around the same time that Crunchtime was being introduced. So it was an immediate impact, just getting recipes built, just getting ending inventory to be accurate on a week-to-week basis. It was a huge metric that was immediate, 6 weeks. To put it in perspective, that 1.7% is $1.7 million on $100 million in total food sales. Okay, so it was a big metric right away. Measuring days on hand is a huge piece that I've always managed on any concept. We're able to reduce our days on hand from 6 to 4.75 within 2 weeks of launch. Okay, so if you guys don't use a days on hand metric, it is something that I recommend you guys start when you get back to your locations, looking at what inventory is on hand, what those peak levels of days on hand should be for your business, whether that's taking into consideration your shelf lives, taking into consideration your frequency of deliveries. That is a good indicator right there to determine where your peak level of inventory on hand should really be, okay? I can go on about cost of goods all day long. It is my favorite topic. I can talk about it forever. Unfortunately, it only gave me 7 minutes, so I do need to move on to labor. When I first got on board, there was 6 restaurants doing schedules a completely different way. Some were paper and pen, some were using hot schedules, and one restaurant was using Teamworks. So we got all the locations using Teamworks, and the best part about Teamworks is the simplicity of writing a schedule. We were able to cut down that time 50%, able to copy the schedule from last week, tweak it for any requests offs, any availability changes, and we were able to reduce labor costs by 1.7%, okay? And reducing labor costs by 1.7% when you were dealing with increased wages and dealing with just a labor crisis overall was a huge win for us. The best way that we utilize Teamworks right now is really using sales-based and task-based scheduling. Okay, so really understanding what that input is to get that desired output. So looking at a lot of our prep procedures, and that's before we open, so there's no sales to tie to it, but what are those tasks that are needed, and how many employees do you need in your location to complete that task? And then looking at sales-based scheduling, right? If you're saying, okay, at $1,000 per hour, I need 1 employee. Well, at $2,000, I need 2 employees. At $4,000, I need 3 employees. Kind of building out that template and aligning your schedule with those templates and looking at what your actual need is, that was a huge win for us as well. On the learning and development side, we were using a separate platform, which we did enjoy. We do all of our training in-house. We create all of our videos ourselves. But we moved over to TalentLink, and TalentLink has been absolutely great for us. Having all of that information stored with unlimited users that we can add, get really detailed reporting. It's been a huge win. We've started at about 5-6 months ago. We have tons of content loaded in there already. But the best thing about this is the compliance piece, right? We talked yesterday about those pre-built courses that are in TalentLink. We purchased, I think, all of them. The biggest thing we were up against was sexual harassment compliance. So having everybody watch the video, take the test, being able to track it, being able to have a certificate that we're able to show that it was completed, that was huge for us. We had to figure out how to get 200 employees per location signed up and compliant, all within the end of 2024. I can tell you we rolled that out and started those classes about a month and a half ago, and we are 90% compliant. We still have about a month and a half left in this year to get that finished. So that has helped us tremendously with getting our training all in one place, reporting, and the biggest piece, compliance with level of detail on the employee and on the salary manager piece as well. Like I said, we just opened up our 17th location. We are in a very big growth phase right now. We went from 5 locations in 2020, and we are at 17. So, while restaurants were closing, unfortunately, during the pandemic, Tommy Bonfiglio said, this is the time you buy the dip. This is the time where you buy those locations that are closing. We're not going to be in this situation forever, even though it seems that way right now. But he was very aggressive in that path and aligning the food cost to our theoretical cost, getting our labor reduced. It gave the ownership team a lot of confidence in opening up these locations. So we have 4 slated for 2025. We're looking at 1 a quarter for the next 3 years. We are currently using BizIQ. BizIQ is absolutely great. It's my absolute favorite Crunchtime platform right now. I can tell you how many times I've been on NetChef and said, I wish there was a report for this. Well, on BizIQ, you just make it yourself. There's a bunch of pre-built attributes and metrics that are in there that, you can kind of piece together different information and get that information into the people who need to see it in a digestible way. We also brought on Zenput, which has been, a big win. Being able to have all of those tasks and checklists, everything in that one spot where, like Amanda mentioned, you're not looking at a paper. You're able to trigger and send it out to the people who need to see it. That has been fantastic for us, and we look to continue to build that platform internally to get the most use out of it. I can fully say that we have embraced all things Crunchtime. With this company, we've had Crunchtime for 4 years. My last company, I used it for 13 years. So I've been using Crunchtime about half my life right now. It is something that I've pushed on every company who's looking for an inventory management solution or a labor solution. And, got to really thank the Crunchtime team. They're constantly putting innovation and dedication to making this platform better, listening to our feedback, and trying to update and, tweak the system so that we all can get the best use out of it. Thank you to you guys. It's great. Thank you to both of you guys for hosting this, and thank you to you guys. Really impressed with all of your brands. And thank you.